Hi everybody, I'm Alex. Welcome to Tenon Movement. Today I'm going to teach you how to do the Katonah Yoga Wheel. So I recommend watching me a couple times. I'm going to talk through it super slow. This video is good if you are learning yourself or if you want to learn the technique, the teaching technique of teaching your students how to do this wheel. I feel like I've nailed the explanation, but I have to do it to be able to speak to it. So I recommend watching me a few times. I'm going to talk about the measure and why, what's happening when, and why these little nuanced movements for this wheel are super important. And then write in and ask any questions, and I could do multiple iterations of this as we go. But here's the fundamental Katonah Yoga Wheel. So you're going to start, if you're doing the whole thing, in a Supta Virasana. So I like to take my hands onto my calves, move them out of the way, and sit my butt all the way down onto the ground. You do not have to start in this exact shape to do this Katonah Yoga Wheel variation. I'll mark where you can meet us if Supta Virasana is not in your practice. I don't want you forcing this pose. I don't want you shoving your knees. I don't want the knees to be splayed out to the side and your butt to be hovering. It's just not worth it. But if you have Supta Virasana, you're going to begin in that with me toward the top of your mat. You want a lot of mat behind you for this wheel. So you come to lie down first, be in your Supta Virasana, knees folded. First step, you take your hands onto your ankles and you have to find this slight lean back towards the tops of your shoulders to sit in your butt and lift the knees up. You're going to roll over the tops of the feet and then settle the balls of the feet right by the outer frame of your hips. So if you do not have a Supta Virasana, this is where you'll meet us. Look at how close my heels are into the sides of my butt. My feet are not here. They're not splayed wide. They're in. I'm able to hold the top of the feet. My heels are touching my outer hips. There's a deep fold. It's almost like I'm in a Virasana here. So your hands can hold the tops of the feet. I'm going to take my hair tie out just so I could seamlessly roll. This is the part that's trickiest, but once you get it, you'll never forget it. By the time my heels go down, I need to be right on the crown of my head. So I'm going to show you it and then we'll talk about it. I'm going to push down through my foot, lift my butt slightly, and then I have to look back and roll to the crown of my head. And then I come back down. Okay? So what I see a lot when I teach this, and you will too, is that people lift their butt, they scoot towards their knees to then put their head down. That's going to feel god-awful in your quads. It's going to feel terrible on your neck. So watch again. I push down through the tops of my feet, butt lifts slightly. I motor to the crown of my head. My hands go down. Then I unfold. Back down to crown of head, push forward. You can end there, or you roll all the way back down to Supta Virasana. So here it is again. Step one, tops of feet, unfold. You're on the balls of the feet, knees directly above your hips. Lift your butt a little bit, push down and slightly away from you to the balls of the feet. Look back, you have to let your head go. Crown of head on the floor, unfold. Crown down, propel forward, fold all the way back down. Again, balls of feet, push forward and down, butt lifts. I have to let my head go. So it's scary, but I promise that by the time your heels go down, if you're on the crown of the head, there will be no weight in your head. And it's a brief moment. So you push down, crown of head, hands down, unfold. And then come down. Now, why this is such a cool wheel and why this wheel kind of changed my wheels for the better, because I always used to do them and feel my lower back, maybe you feel that too, is that it's measured and the magic is in this measure. This is so cool. Ready? The bottom of the arch of your foot, so that wave in your foot, the arch of the foot, is the same measure as the wave of the lumbar curve, the lower back. So when you use your whole foot to step down, that's by the time you lift your butt, you're not going to be pinching in your lower back. So that's one measure. Bottom of foot wave is same as the arch of the lower back, which is also the same at the hairline, so the base of your neck, all the way up to the crown of your head. If I was able to take my foot and put it there, that would measure the whole length of my foot. So you're doing that whole synchronized motion when you use your foot to lift your butt to go to the crown of the head, because that's 3 arches perfectly measured to your body structure. And so it shouldn't pinch anywhere. The angle shouldn't feel too acute, which is too tight. So when you shorten yourself in the pose, or if you slide your shoulders back and your head under, it's going to feel really bad in your lower back. So you push through your foot. By the time the heel goes down, you get to the crown of your head, then you unfold everything. I'll show you one more time. Let's start not in Supta Virasana. Let's start just with our heels right by our butt, pulling in. So this is for everyone who doesn't have Supta Virasana. Meet us here. Push down. Remember, by the time I'm on the heel of the foot, then I know I'm measured through lumbar curve and the curve from the neck, base of the neck to crown of head. It's magical, but it's also just practical because it's measured. And now I feel nothing. I mean, wheels are always supercharged and hard, but I don't feel any pinch. And when you've had it, you can rest feet wide, knees in. Give your back a second. Now, what I always like to say in this is, especially if like you did that a few times and rolled to the crown of your head, your neck might feel a little sore tomorrow, especially if this is your first time doing it or you did it a lot. So just know back bends are agitating. You shouldn't feel like in pain, can't move, but you might feel like, oof, I just kind of like did something new. That goes away over time. So watch this video like 1,000 times, give it a go, and write in if you have any questions. This is a super surgical way to do a wheel, but it's so worth it. Thanks for tuning in.